Make sure I am live before I do anything stupid. Oh, I am. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Warp Whistle, and welcome to The Parking Lot is Right There, number 4. This is going to be a really exciting day for Windjammers, and joining me on commentary is my good friend and yours. A man who needs little introduction, but I'm going to give him one anyway. My friend and yours, good old Akina Yamato!
Hello, Warp. Great to be here for another glorious day of the Frisbee.
And it's always nice to have you here, sporting your fantastic cowboy hat, and what a lovely tie you're wearing today.
Yes. I really dressed up for the occasion. You know, I take this Frisbee very seriously, as much as I can. Not quite as sharp dressed as Frankie usually is, but you know, I'm working on it. It's it's life goals. Life goals.
Anyway, we've got us a lovely day of lots of Windjammers. So we're waiting for our first match to begin that we'll be showing, but we'll be showing replays throughout most of the stream. So if anyone's out here who's watching the thing is wondering, play your games when they're available to you.
Yeah, just play them. That's how we do it. It seems to work out well. All of this technology is brought to us by Fightcade. Amazing people over there at Fightcade. Love them to death.
Love them to death. All right, but we have our first match underway. We've got HG Corvola versus Sketches. Sketches being the original host of Windjammers Wednesday, and HG Corvola being one of the trying to remember exactly the region we're looking at here. Argentina.
I did not know that bit of WJW lore. I thought it was all Warp Whistle all the time.
See, that's what a lot of people think, because I've been hosting the show for about a year now. But actually, it was hosted by my good friend, Sketches. Sketches and Frankie, I believe, started the show off because they wanted to practice for upcoming events back when the tour was first going. But Sketches has been having some of life happen to him, you know, as a lot of us have with this pandemic. Yeah, it's been nice to see Sketches come back. He's trying to get some legs in for Vortex Gallery and before the things come out. But so far, Sketches is doing a pretty good job playing some good, solid, run-of-the-mill beach.
Yeah, this is certainly a beach game. Kind of typical of... Ooh, quick 5. That had to have hurt.
You know, it stinks to have your own super thrown right back at you. Sketches isn't throwing enough diagonals and things. He's just throwing a lot of the same up-down shots over and over again, but he's still getting back into the rhythm of it.
Well, it is beach. You do... Ooh, quick 5 back. It's beach. Like, rote predictability is like just emblematic of every game I think I've ever seen played here. Like, it seems very stifling to your options, the old beaches.
Ooh, speaking of stifling, it's stifling to get a disc go right past your tiny little Miller hitbox, eh?
Yep.
And as I was complaining about a miss of all of those shots, Sketches throws a fantastic diagonal straight against the wall. Seems like he was holding onto it as a deep option for later on in the game, or maybe he's hearing me commentate at him and realizing how to play better. But, you know, can't say for certain which way or the other. Good exchanges back and forth, both relying on straight up and downs, throwing some short curves right into the walls. Safe, good rallies across the board from both players.
Very hard to get the curve game on lock here in beach. Like, usually just goes right into a wall and then you're just left with a diagonal.
Yeah, and sometimes you get cool angles like Sketches just did right there, but often you're just throwing straights and instead you're playing against the timer.
It feels like your opponent has access to his entire side of the field no matter where he started at when he threw the disc.
Yeah, for both these players especially,
tiny.
they've got a lot of ability to get to places like Corvola was able to do right there, Corvola. Good job getting to the disc on a deep lob, but time is starting to become a big factor, and Sketches just needs a tie. So as long as he just keeps, well, Unfortunately, the pressure of the
that,
timer bit him right in the ass.
that was a huge drop.
With only 2 seconds remaining. Sketches has to score right now, and he throws him right to him. That's a shame.
Well, all tied up, you know. Little more Windjammers than I thought.
Sketches has got to really get himself in there. He's got to remember some of his other options and not just rely on the same shots back and forth. Like one of those. Like a nice diagonal to sneak right past him.
Really did seem like he was caught standing still there.
As is that one for Sketches. Maybe he just thought it was going to break wider.
Miller always taking use of that nice curve super like usual.
Yeah, I mean, why use the custom super when it stinks? Ooh, Sketches ends up with a couple of wacky inputs that just prevent him from getting back to where he needs to for the tee-up. That's a shame.
Well, it can be an important mix-up with Miller, you know, but usually a little bit better going as the stage gets bigger.
Corvallo's doing a really good job of pushing the net. Putting a little bit of pressure on Sketches after a very basic style of game going so far. I mean, Miller has the ability to make it work for him, and Sketches just stepping a little bit too far out of position. And a coin to the shine of respect.
What a wall.
It just feels like a lot of Sketches shots are going right to where his opponent's standing, which...
That is just beach though, right? It feels like most of what you throw on beach just ends up right in the loving arms of your opponent.
Ooh, we got some Miller exchanges, and that just, that hurts. Sketches
Right
doesn't have the time to do it. Ooh.
Ooh.
Sketches getting caught sliding away from it, so he's getting dragged in the way he doesn't want to.
As we were just talking about how garbage that super is, it just really came in clutch there at the end. Oh, Juan? Juan. We are going to Juan.
Get ready.
One of my favorite stages.
Lush, it's green, it's wonderful. Sketches will have a lot more room to have his curves develop into things he wants to throw, like that.
I've also come to really enjoy the 5 being in the middle of the scoring area. I think it I don't know. I just like it. It just really makes the game feel different when you're able to goaltend the 5 a little bit better, and you're not just getting caught with random side shots just sneaking past you for massive point lead.
Sketches continuing to not fall into his diagonal options and continuing just to throw straight up downs. He's really got to vary his offense, otherwise, well, you know.
I know. I've been in this situation plenty.
Slow!
Ooh.
Wonderful throw, my goodness. Sketches getting himself back, and he just keeps fooling him with it.
Those curves are unlocked. Quick lob, get him back into place, and he misses.
Yeah, good job, Sketches. Doing a really good job of bringing this game back. But hey, 3 points. Corvallo's still alive here. I think I've said this a different way every time I've said his name. It's a test of wills out here. Neither player wanting to move the disc and seeing if either one will play chicken. And unfortunately, this time, Sketches wins the chicken game.
Oh, nowhere super. Gets back. Oh, and he returns it.
Ooh, good job getting back in time, but Sketches has all the power. What a good curve! Wow!
What a curve. What a curve.
Oh, we're going straight to game 3. This will be, Corvallo has the power to bring it somewhere out of his comfort zone. Does he go to tile? Does he go back to beach? Do we have DSR in the books? I don't remember. That's it.
Get ready.
Hold on. I will find that out for us.
Hang on, we're fixing this right now.
ESR is on the books. This is, in fact, an illegal stage pick.
Yes, it is. Corvala needs to. They're gonna have to exit out and play and get the third game on a separate thing.
Wow, we caught that too. Go us.
Yeah, caught it live. Caught it in person. That's a shame. Someone needs to notify our players.
I am not in the Fightcade lobby.
It looks like they're... I don't know what they're doing to try to get through this, but they're just passing back and forth. Oh, and there it goes. We heard
shout outs to the fans.
Shout outs to the fans. Yeah, sorry about that, folks. It still is a new rule for us, and it's kind of can get on us to some of the players.
It is an important rule. Important rule. Would you like to run us through it right quickly, Warp Whistle?
Absolutely. So, you cannot reselect a stage in the set that you have won. This is here to allow you to not essentially sorry, I'm gonna step all over myself. So what the point of this is so you can't just continue to win on one stage and continue to take advantage of the situation that is around that, right? This is important in a game like Melee where there's a stage like Final Destination that's so so ridiculously good.
Yeah,
so
very polarizing stage. Literally changes Marth and Falco into different characters.
Yeah, so for us, we wanted to allow for a difference of stage choices. We wanted to allow you to... We had a big problem where people would go to beach over and over and over again. And we want, especially in a first to 5, to really emphasize extra skill sets. If you win 2 games on the 2 small stages, you're forced to play at least the rest of your sets on one of the large stages.
Yeah, show us a bumper. Show us some stadium. It's for finals games. The beach is for, your starter, whatever games. We need to go other places, broaden your horizons.
Absolutely. And it's an important thing to be able to do more, It's great for people who are watching to not have to continue to look at the bright sandy beaches all the time. But
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's about showing that you are the master of all Windjammer skills and not just being really good at a tiny corridor.
Yes.
I think it'll become more important for the sequel, but we'll see when we get news of that. So let's talk about this game. Actually, we're in the middle of. Corvala chose to reset to back to lawn after losing here. Kind of an interesting choice, but so far it's not. It's looking pretty even down the line here. We're even looking at an 11-11. And a really good supersonic shot that, unfortunately, Corvala just didn't react to. Maybe the stage selection wasn't the best choice, but it was close.
For a Miller that likes throwing out his own custom super, kind of weird to come back to a stage where you can only secure 3 points, guaranteed.
Absolutely. But
was thinking about that the first lawn game, didn't get a chance to mention it, but lawn definitely can be hard if you want to throw your custom super.
Yeah, there's a reason that notable Miller main Frankie Sisto really enjoys tile, because that Miller custom does go right into a 5 zone. Really beneficial for that if you can get one of them off or catch your opponent out of position. Speaking of catching out of position, that is the game. HG Corvala just caught dashing around the net, unable to respond to a lob super.
Yeah, hell of a super lob.
Well played from both of our players. But we'll take this time to say hello. I'm Warp Whistle again, and here's my co-commentator, Akina Yamato.
Hello.
Yeah. I'd like to say greetings to everybody here in the chat. How are everybody doing out there? Thanks for everyone who showed up to watch, everyone who's coming to play. Vortex Gallery is in September. Please show up if you can. There's links all throughout our Discord, but I will pop one in just for all of you lovely people in our chat. It is our big tournament of the year. It is like our WrestleMania. It is our Slammiversary. It's It's kind of, it was our Evo, but that we've rebranded it. We're not part of that anymore for obvious legal reasons.
It is the crown jewel of Windjammers. A Vortex Gallery really would cement you as the top player.
Yeah, last year it was given to a lovely player. It was given to Other End versus... It was given to Other End, who was able to finally take it off over Pyrotech in the online environment. But coming up next now, though, we have Maxio25 versus Cacho Chase, still here in round 1. This will be a very exciting matchup here.
Starting on beach, as always. Still, one day we need to get non-starter beach technology, however that may choose to take form. But for right now, beach is the home of Game 1.
For sure. Well, I mean, the console version allows us to play random for first stage, which is certainly a better option than beach all the time, but...
Ooh, impressive 5.
Yep. Chase is holding down good defense, and he's doing a good variety of curves and shots. He's using, you might notice him standing up in the wall and throwing a combination of that more steep and more shallow curve. It's kind of like how a pitcher in baseball does it. It looks basically the same off a toss, so you'd have to react kind of halfway down, giving your opponent less time to be able to do things. It's a good strategy for mix-ups, but definitely helps that Maxio is playing a wide-shouldered Mr. Italian man. The baggy is very easy to get into these shots, even if he has to think a little bit harder.
He just looks huge in comparison to my man over here, BHOU.
Absolutely. But so far, Chase is holding his own very, very well. With only 10 seconds remaining, Maxio is really going to have to score that 5, but Chase is holding down, playing really good goals, and a bad diagonal dash gives it to Chase for the first set.
Get ready.
Yeah, Chase's defense is looking pretty crispy right now.
The later on in the night he goes, usually the more he starts to peter out. But a fresh Cacho Chase is certainly something to really look at.
And immediately thrown into the 5. Not a great feeling there.
Good catch of the custom super. Without being anywhere near a wall, the Biaggi custom is kind of slow and easy to get a grasp on. But I say that, and Maxio was able to take the opportunity to use the rhythm to get a point in, and just an awkward throw that's just missed by Cacho Chase, and another awkward throw missed by Maxio.
This frisbee comes out so fast sometimes.
It is super difficult to have to catch. Like, it's hard to really understate, well, especially to people who play this game a lot, how hard the fundamentals are to grasp. It's so easy to let little things slide by all the time. And,
All the time.
and Chase gets a quick and easy win. Wonderful little job. Maxio is really going to have to pick something crazy to get him out. Will he pick bumpers? There we are, the parking lot itself.
Yep, the good old concrete, my favorite stage. Very excited to see it come up this early in the tournament.
You know, honestly, it's more standard for a Biaggi player to go to clay because of how his super typically interacts with the bumpers. You can get some cool stuff in concrete with it, but especially the way that Maxio is currently playing, he's not really taking advantage of any of the cool concrete setups. He did step forward a little bit on this one, which is an important part of playing concrete. But you gotta get out of the backfield when you have an opportunity to do so. A lot of your shots from back are just gonna go directly into your opponent's hands. As you can kind of see... Oh, my bad, my friend.
I was going to say, concrete often criticized for not having the wide breadth of serve options as clay does, but it's trying. It's trying.
Oh, right in the corner. That stinks. You can see both of our players are really struggling to get much that isn't going to one of a couple places, but good opportunity by Chase to get right around his opponent. Wonderful 5. Maxio still breathing the air, still living. Chase refuses the serve, as is a smart choice. I think from that spot, maybe he could have got a better curve for a better custom super might have been able to hit the wall, but hard to say.
Very aggressive game of Windjammers. You can see both players just ever so slightly inching up closer to the net, just seeing what they can get away with.
Concrete especially loves that. It gives you more chances to move around, more chances to bounce. It's very good in that regard that it allows you to play a different kind of Windjammer as a lot of the other things. That, woof!
Ooh, that was a bumper interaction.
Good use by Chase to get that more backwards thing to completely mess with the tempo, but even better use of a bumper by Maxio, and even another good one. Maxio's really getting himself in the game now. Oh, what a catch! Ooh, oh my goodness! Maxio playing out of his damn mind!
Set. Get ready.
Wow! Oh, you love to see it. You absolutely love to see bumper nonsense and crazy shots and... Whoa! Good awareness by Chase to catch that. And that's a 5 because the ref is blind!
You don't have many friends out there on the Frisbee field, and sometimes the bumpers are literally all you got.
Oh, you gotta praise those bumpers. You gotta thank those bumpers because, my goodness, Maxio was looking down from an easy elimination to maybe taking this set and bringing it to a game 3. But never speak too soon. There is still 60 seconds of Windjammers to play, and now any score from either side will end the game. Dead tie, and Maxio really doesn't want to go to sudden death here if he can help it, and he doesn't have to because Chase gets it with an awkward bumper bounce. Well played by both of our players. But the game only has one winner, and that one is Chase. Good.
The end score really doesn't tell the story of that second game. You know, you're gonna look at that in the bracket, see 0-2, and that's not truthful.
Yeah, but coming up, 0-2 but close. Coming up, because now we're going into winners round 2. A Windjammers Wednesday favorite, Jeff Vader Jr. versus Club Soda. Or Southpaw Rock, I can't read.
Yeah, I was looking at the bracket. I was wondering how you got that one.
I can't read. Buddy, if I knew how to read, you think I'd be here doing this?
I just realized I, probably shouldn't be looking at the bracket.
Get ready.
Fair enough. But here in winners round 2, Jeff is going to be facing Southpaw Rock. Jeff, as you know, top 8 contender at Frosty Faustings 2019, a regular staple of top 16, and a regular feature of the Windjammers infrastructure and our tournament scene. Southpaw Rock really coming out in the last year, turning himself into an absolute mountain of a defensive player, and even really trailing out some new offensive stuff too. I think Southpaw Rock is a good contender to get into the top 2 of the tournament, but he's going to have to go through some very difficult opponents if he wants to win tonight.
Yes, both these players are indeed out here, as the kids would say.
Absolutely. Jeff's been a little bit deprived of practice as of late. His life has not been allowing him to play as much Windjammers as he'd like. However, I think he's still a great player, and as long as he can put himself to it, he can stand up with the best of them. Taking out his own mentor and even taking down Sandman back at Frosty Fausting 2019. Ooh, good option select by Southpaw. Giving it, up at the front there, using that curve to get around his opponent would have been really well. It's also good for Jeff to actually be able to react to it. There's some crazy options for both players, and they were both reacting near the end of the window for them. It's a good selection from both players, and I keep saying it because I can't... Even though Jeff is currently losing this out, they both are playing their brains out for their first game.
That's it's a game of inches, right? Like you are a couple pixels off, something sneaks by,
and unfortunately, that's going to be it for the first set.
It only takes one opportunity to lose a set like this, right?
99 seconds and one mistake can really just be it.
It has determined a lot of games. Ooh, getting put in the net never feels good, especially as a Wessel. Not very often you see that.
Absolutely. When you're that far back, and you really can sneak up on you. But man, that was a good throw. I'm surprised Southpaw was able to get back there at the very edge of his little dish glove. Ooh, overshot. He probably would have caught it if he just kept standing where he was, but always hard to tell yourself that, eh? That hitbox was stupid.
That's one of the hardest parts of learning Windjammers is to learn the trick of the eyes and when you need to really just anticipate standing still. It's hard to not make a move sometimes.
Absolutely.
Ooh, Concrete coming back again. Popular game too, it seems.
Jeff, this has always been Jeff's counter pick. He loves to use the setups and things that that Wessel has allowed to him. If you don't react up near front, it is basically a 50-50. But unfortunately for him, the meta has evolved a lot since when he was doing so well with that. A lot of players noted, oh, that's just filthy! You can't just throw around the bumper and the opponent like that. It's just gross. There's kids watching, man. Kids! Oh my god, Jeff's doing a really good job of actually putting the pressure down.
My apologies to all the children watching the frisbee. Not for that. Just that I apologize.
My goodness, Jeff's using like the options of hitting and not hitting the bumpers to completely throw Southpaw for a loop. Able to score 2 5s off of it and able to make this entire thing trivial. And Southpaw catching that with the very edge of his pinky. Wonderful slide. And again, my goodness, Jeff is able to catch that with just the edge of his hitbox. Oh, what a bounce!
Oh, that was the nastiest thing I've seen all week.
Jeff's doing such a good job of controlling Concrete and using the variety of his curves to get right on the edge of the shots. It's actually a big deal that Southpaw's been able to catch a bunch of 5s that honestly, like, most players would have just let go right past. Only 60 seconds remaining. All Jeff needs is one more good opportunity. It kind of, you know, Conquer is one of those stages that happens to you a lot of the time, where you're waiting for a really good spot from your opponent to get a score up. And that's how we got that 5. And unfortunately, that 3 from Southpaw was just, you know, a thing that happens. Oh, wonderfully done. Oh my goodness, Jeff.
Get them all. You can't get them all. I feel like we are not going to a bumper stage after this.
Southpaw notoriously does not like them. I would imagine Tiled. He's been known to pick one, and again.
Apparently, we are going to need to have a players' meeting. I also don't think that we can save this unfortunate.
No, it's fine. Let me see if I.
Or does Jeff know the rules?
Oh,
Jeff knows the rules.
Okay.
Shoutouts to Jeff.
Shoutouts to Jeff.
Upholding the sanctity of this tournament.
Thank God. Listen, I understand this rule is new, and we're gonna have to get used to it as a whole. But you absolutely need to like seriously read the tournament rules of every tournament you sign up for, even if you think you know them.
Or if you are planning on hosting a Windjammers tournament, please get in contact with us, and I will have a 3-hour lecture with you about why you need DSR in your Windjammers tournament.
Absolutely.
It just is for the health of the game. Please trust us on this one.
Okay.
Juan, not Tiled. Juan.
Yeah. Especially with the Costa, it makes sense to some extent. As we talked about earlier with sketches, having a wide stage to allow your curves to develop allows Southpaw to play a little bit more of an aggressive game than he would otherwise. Even because it's kind of a unique dichotomy here that Costa has. He can play an offensive game from backcourt, and not a lot of characters can do that on a lot of stages. He's able to really control up and down, and you can see him already doing so. It's up to Jeff to be able to respond to these control options, like sliding that monstrously. But Southpaw's doing an incredible job of varying his shots. It's pretty difficult for Jeff to know where anything's going at any given time. Especially because he's switching between curves and shots that are straight that would bounce.
Set. Get ready.
The mix-ups are online.
Southpaw has a pretty dominant first game and is just going to continue to go through his same workout regimen. Jeff's going to have to respond, otherwise there's no reason for Southpaw to not just alternate curves back and forth. And that was just a really rough not return to T. it would be better for Jeff to have returned to center, just like even if it wasn't back center, just to be able to respond to it. Instead, he ends up, also with a crappy input. But I think even if he slid straight down, he would have been able to catch it. But it seems like he's doing a little bit better job now.
The tee really is your home here in Windjammers. There is times to go out and be aggressive. Ooh, sneaks that right by.
Just by the edge of his hitbox.
It's Windjammers is an interesting game because you're constantly trying to push the envelope and do non-standard things, really catch your opponent off guard.
That was incredibly unfortunate.
On the heel, being off where you quote-unquote should be can be devastating. Ooh.
Good job, Jeff. Really put it in that second game, but Southpaw absolutely had control of the stage. That's tough. Jeff wasn't ready to play that bob weave game, and is what it has to be sometimes, unfortunately. But
very difficult, very difficult.
Very difficult indeed. And can we get some energy back in our crowd? Thank you. Thank you. I don't know why everyone was just kind of died there for a minute, but yeah. Again, hi everybody, it's me. Thank you for tuning in. Coming up next, here in Winners Round 2, is Club Soda, again, as I mentioned earlier, this time for real, versus Jordy, Catherine player, and also just general nice guy, hosting us here at Climb Cancel in November if you're out in the Maryland area. I really recommend. But let's get that up on the stream.
Get right back into it. The Battle of the Mids. Matchup that I love to see.
It's always a hard tell it's really hard to tell who Club's going to pick. Oh! Okay! Didn't expect that off the hop, but here we are. Yeah, Club's got like a good variety of characters. Mainly Mita at one point for which has never been advisable.
Yeah. As a Mita main, I cannot advise. If you do want to pick up a Mita, I would maybe think about doing what my co-commentator Warp Whistle does, which is having a pocket Mita.
Pocket Mita is a lot of fun.
Yeah, bring her out. Get people with some curves, then go back to your burly German man or what have you.
You know it. Oh, sorry, I'm just doing a little bit of administration.
Fair enough. Yes. Jordy there with a nasty curve super.
Hey man, it's nice to have a good variety of characters, and it's helped Club in the past, but right now he's fighting a bit of a mountain. Jordy being the only 8 rank in the tournament really says a lot about Jordy as a player.
Yeah, I think every top player pretty much has a feel for the whole class, the whole cast. There only being 6 characters in this game, obviously, but yeah, get a feel. Learn the supers, learn their curve tree. You know, the more knowledge you have, the better you will be apt to succeed. You know where Mita can and cannot threaten your curves, which, fortunately for my example, is pretty much the whole field. She has some nasty curves. Liking what Club's doing. Very happy that he's playing out the net.
Yeah, and unfortunately, Jordy was able to just completely destroy them.
Yeah, it's rough, but I appreciate the confidence to play as aggressive as you can against a competitor like a who won concrete tile clay.
Yeah,
clay.
I'm surprised to stick with Biaggi, but it's not a bad choice for this stage.
You can only do what the heart desires, right? Sometimes you are feeling. being an Italian man?
Try to understand. Try and understand. He's an Italian man.
Being very aggressive.
Good use of the curves, good use of the things.
Oh,
Club,
he was
buddy.
in position.
Buddy.
That
Ooh, good bumper.
if we had a blooper show, that would have been on.
Ooh, that's rough.
Ooh, gets it right past him.
I am shocked by how good Club's bumpers have been, and none of them have scored. There have been some real nasty angles, and, you know, even somewhere he doesn't hit him at all.
The bumpers give, the bumpers take away, and they seem to be taking away today.
That score I felt my soul was Club!
Club playing very good clay, but just
Club!
a few defensive mistakes.
Buddy!
To make the whole world.
I'm doing a disservice to the BWO is what you're doing here. Come on!
The BWO might be ashamed, but he will always be welcome in the Reflector Club.
Cursed. Anyway, Club's doing a really good job of getting right back on the horse, but the bumpers are just, you know, it's fun. The bumpers are doing some good work for him, and yet, again, Jordy does not care.
Jordy really out here being a competitor. You know, definitely showing my my allegiance to the Soda Club. You know.
Oh my. Yeah, that's a tough one to dash to. Not gonna deny that. But Club's really gotta do something, anything. Put a point on the board. Put your name out there. Oh, good job using your entire body to catch that disc. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Nasty bump interaction.
Good bumps all around. Ooh, well played.
Ooh, was that even a bumper, or did that just happen?
I think it just happened, man.
It went right through. Nasty. Oh, we take those. We take those.
Unfortunately, Club needs to put more than 3 points on the board now. This is a bit tough for him.
Yeah, we need a quick 5 to even come back.
He's throwing some neat stuff in that zone, but unfortunately, that man is too wide. Good supers, and oh, it's just out of time. Well played, Club Soda. But Jordy is a mountain of a man.
Unfortunately, the jamming technology does not allow us to go beyond 99 seconds. I would really be interested to see the results.
Absolutely. Anyway, though, we're going to hop right over into a place I'd like to call Loser's Bracket.
I know this place well. This is where I usually run up against my good friend, Frankie Sisto, and then spend the next several weeks contemplating my life decisions.
And we're going to watch a match that I advertised earlier in this program, because guess what? Jeff Vader Jr. versus Club Soda happened in Losers.
Rough to see two competitors I really enjoy being matched up together, but on the other hand, I cannot lose.
You cannot lose. Unlike our opponents, our competitors here in the Losers Bracket.
Get ready.
But yeah, welcome to Losers 2. Tough place for both very talented competitors, but unfortunately for them, the bracket is quite stacked. There is some real talent.
And Jeff with a quick one opening up on the beach. Those straight shots on beach are the deadliest mix-up.
Ooh.
Ooh, that was a nasty one.
Feels like Jeff's just a little bit, just not stepping right into position every time. That's a good dash. And honestly, Jeff was where he needed to be for that. He just went a little bit too early. Maybe he needs to calm down, stop dashing around so much. But it's hard to it's hard to be patient, you know?
Yeah, but he is kind of looking like a fresh-faced meat out there, you know? And you just want to press that dash button.
I mean, it is kind of phony. But good exchanges for both players, especially Club has made a lot of opportunities where Disc has gone past it and gotten back for it.
How did that? I disagree, game.
Get ready.
Hi.
I know that man's hitbox well. That must have just missed it.
Sometimes it be like that. The game is a game of truth and honesty. I tell you what.
It's it by Club, right click go.
And we open up basically the same way that we did before. Club getting a quick 5 off a misposition by Jeff, and Jeff getting the first points in the round. But Club getting a quick one. Just seems like a bit of a slugfest out here. Not any strong defense, just a lot of big offensive moves. Good catches from both players, just lobbing up and down the court. Good conversion, and Club closes it out with just a normal toss, and maybe that resets all he needed, because Club now gets the super that he wanted. And just a little bit of a delay, a little bit slower than Jeff was looking at, and because of that, he went to the wrong corner. Tough. Tough, 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 tough.
Okay, our mandatory time on the beach is done, and
Concrete.
now we get to see where we go from now.
Tiled! Oh! Jeff isn't feeling confident with the bumpers.
So we're going to beach but different.
Beach, but different. Look, it's blue.
The linoleum. That's not linoleum. What is that going to be like? I would.
That sucks. Oh, that sucks. Good throw by Club to catch Jeff just sliding too late in the wrong partner of the stage. But, you know, that does more mental damage than, like, the 2 points that are on the board. It's gonna really hurt Jeff even into the long game here.
It can definitely make you...
Club is winning these guessing matches. It definitely helps to have a much wider hitbox, eh?
Club's playing hot. He's trying to tell us, man. He's like, I don't deserve to be here. I was playing good.
Ooh, real good.
Get ready.
Alright, good opens. Good, and it misses the 5. Jeff really needed that. It's more mental damage. This man is fighting the game itself.
The game itself is fighting him and seems to favor his opponent.
Oop, good curves, good swoops back and forth. Good dash into the wall to get that bounce of a hitbox, and oh, that sucks that Jeff must have dashed. Good curve, he was able to respond to it properly. And that up in the net position is a tough place to be. I think Club surely should have pushed at him. It was working well for him earlier in the game. And the Heat Seeker was legitimately, could have sent him to it on Telegram. Could not have been any more obvious, but unfortunately Jeff fell for it. Thank you so much, Jeff Vader Jr., for coming out tonight. He was playing on a tablet.
He was playing on a tablet.
Yeah, a very tiny screen. But
what was he using for controls? Was he even on Fight Stick?
hard to know. But thank you so much for coming out, Jeff. You were an absolute asset to us all. When we'll be back in Losers Bracket in just a little while. But we got a really exciting Winners Round 3 match to show you. Because we have Jordy versus Southpaw Rock. This should be a real slobber knocker. I guess that's your line.
I don't know about that. I think that this is kind of some unstoppable force, immovable object sort of stuff. This is going to be the classic offense versus defense, I think.
But I want to just remind everyone. So this tournament is a couple of things. It's a warm up for the practice up to go, going into our brand new into Vortex. It's leading up into Summer Jam. But it's also a trial of a new rule. I'm bringing this up now just because I feel like it's a thing to talk about because we haven't brought it up yet. So, winning. Some games have different rules for how tied games work. We're trying a new thing where if you go all the way to the sudden death and no one scores, that'll give one set to both teams. This will stop really long extra sets from going on. So you don't have to go into super sudden death, which can even last long enough to go into other sets. Giving one.
is this new, or is like I am getting some tinglings in my brain that some French players were telling me about this maybe some years ago?
I mean, other sports have also brought up a similar kind of idea, and other fighting games do things where they award 1 point to both teams off of a tie. But we're giving it a trial on this one to see how it goes. The only problem we have is that we did not know what to do if both players tie on their first game. We kind of thought of it more so like if one person's up, then and they both tie, that gives the advantage. But this does invoke a different kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so I'm talking about the inevitability. So far, it's a dead even set at 3-3. It's incredible how well both players have been responding to each other. Both dancing back and forth around that bubble. As Southpaw approaches, Jordy moves back, and as Jordy approaches, Southpaw moves back. It's an unspoken rule. Keeps that space about the same. Gives you enough time to react, gives you just enough time to do what you want to do. And Southpaw instead, and really, you could have just let the disc drop. I understand the sportsmanship of throwing it, but don't give your opponent any opportunities here.
Well, you know, it's sometimes you just want to let it be known that you're out here to play.
Absolutely. But going into this, we're already scoreless for the first 20. Nice and calm, back and forth. Both players having a completely different view of how their character should be played. And Southpaw just reacting a little slow off of how that curve bounced on the wall. I think he thought it was going to go to him, and he reacted, you know, once he saw the bounce, like, oh, whoops. But it's fine, plenty of time. It's only one score, and a tie is enough to give Southpaw the game. But not like that. Not dashing away from the disc. Off speed.
In a matchup like this, 6 points almost seems insurmountable. Like, how do you get 2 off Jordy?
He was able to do it in the first game, so he's gonna have to just bite into that apple and see if he can find it again.
Yeah, but Jordy now playing very far back, not being aggressive. You know, he knows that this is his game to lose. If he just stays calm, he can keep this lead.
This is really a very good play overall by Southpaw Rock, also, who,
and pushed into the net.
yeah, unfortunately. There's no time. But Southpaw's having a really good showing today against Jordy. Unfortunately, not enough to get this game, but this set. But we're going into the final game, tied up. And whoever wins it, wins it.
Yeah, Interesting to me that Windjammers is much like basketball in the fact that there is a shot clock, you just can't see it.
Absolutely. In the lore of the silly game, the disc is electronic and will force itself out of your hands if you hold on to it too long. A little goofy,
Yes,
but certainly explains how this disc is working.
Sufficiently advanced technology appearing as magic and all that, right?
Exactly. Like these men are creating fire from their hands. It's all just a relic of the technology.
Yeah, well, you know, Kaiba got in there with some hologram tech and just wanted to make it look cool. Nothing wrong with that.
So far, a good exchange back and forth of both of our players. It's no score. It's really tight. Both players know that 1 point is going to make all the difference, and there's the first one.
Scoreless Windjammers is some of the best Windjammers you can watch. Jordy taking an easy 3, and without immaculate defense of both these players is. I'm hoping we see another score this game, but I don't know if we will.
Southpaw's got 15 seconds to make this happen. Otherwise, there's going to be a dead tie, and I don't know.
Oh, and he does!
Ooh, and 3 seconds on the clock. Jordy's not even trying anything fancy here. He just wants to let it go. So this brings us to sudden death. 20 seconds remain to get a score. And if not, both players will get 1 point and go to a set 3. A do or die set 3. Both players playing really oddball Windjammers. A lot of lobs right in their opponent's hands. But Anything could work, and it's only 4 seconds on the clock. I don't know. I think
When
we're
the
out.
pressure is on.
This gives 1 point to both players. This is incredible.
So we are immediately right into game 3.
Absolutely into game 3.
So they have both just won a game, and now we're... Does this mean that Beach is completely off the table?
Beach is completely off the table. We have discussed, as the two TOs who are trialing the rule, we will be running Stadium as the backup in a do-or-die set 3 scenario.
Oh, because it is for finals games.
Yes, and also it is, as far from Beach as you possibly can go.
Get
I know that the bumpers make the difference, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I would say concrete a little bit farther from the beach.
Fair enough, but yeah, for final games only. If this one goes to tie, as both players have 1-1, they will go to an actual super sudden death. But
very interesting rule set we have brewing here in the Windjammers community.
it's really here to allow us to not have games that go on for eternities. That tie set went on for longer than I think that entire Club Soda Jeff Vader Jr. Match did. So it's good to be able to keep matches have a little bit more brevity if they have the opportunity to do so. Especially because a tie really is a 1-1 from both opponents. But so far, Jordy having a pretty commanding lead. Southpaw putting some points on the board, able to do some with his control. I'd say this stage choice unfortunately benefits Jordy. Southpaw having a lot better on smaller stages and on control-based gameplay, while Jordy playing a much more well-rounded style of offense. But Southpaw still not counting himself out, but unfortunately 20 seconds and 8 points to make is a tough ask.
It is a difficult one.
Ooh, and the super goes right along his dash line. That's rough.
So, before the action ramps back up, I have a hypothetical question for you, Warp Whistle.
All right.
Say I am a viewer at home, and I feel passionate. I'm not going to say which way, but I feel passionate about this new rule change. How would I make my opinion known to you, the shadow council of tournament organizers that you represent? How I feel about this rule? Where would I express my support?
If you want to express how you feel about how this tournament is ran, about how things are going, anything about Windjammers, you can go to the Discord, which is very conveniently linked at discord.jamthewind.com. You can feel free to @ me, Warp Whistle, or @ our other organizer, Rune. We will both answer questions, and we'll both try out. We're both just trying to find new ways to make the format exciting. And we'd love your feedback. We'd love to see if you want to see more tournaments like this, or if you want to try a completely different off-the-walls thing. Again, just let us know. Again, that is discord.com/jamthewind, or discord.jamthewind.com. Bleh. Sorry. It's a bit late.
Okay. There you have it, folks. And, he left the door wide open for a campaign to bring back G-Scott Weekend. So maybe look at that avenue as well. But anyway, back to the match at hand.
Southpaw's got a good chance to come back. He's got 20 seconds, and all he needs to do is make this happen right now. And he did! Wow, what a good throw. Wow. If Southpaw could just keep control here and just not do exactly what I just jinxed him to do. 3 seconds.
Now the one point is in play.
That's a shame. Well played, Jordy. That would have been a hell of a comeback. But this is winner's side. This is sending up to the other side. And I think there's plenty of exciting matches still happening in the losers part of the bracket. But
that is Windjammers for you. That is and just in a half a second, a blink of the eye, your entire fate can change.
Absolutely. But we're coming up now to the other half of winners round 3. Ladies and gentlemen, our boy Sketches facing the man from Switzerland, Bruno. You may remember Bruno from our Windjammers 2 exhibitions, and also from the past. He used to be a pretty big Windjammers competitor a couple of years ago. But he came back with a vengeance this year with the advent of Windjammers, Fightcade being good and Windjammers 2 being sick. So,
Allegedly sick.
allegedly sick.
Get ready.
I have opinions that I will not express here about Windjammers 2, but Bruno, glad to have him back.
Absolutely. Sketches is dealing with an opponent he probably hasn't seen in quite a while. Bruno plays a pretty good style of a very good choke-up offense. He really likes to put pressure to move forward and to use that to get on his opponents, especially if he can sniff out a good read. He can really do something, but if he can't sniff it out, then you can have situations like that where he's dashing in the wrong direction. And again, just a bad read. Sketch is able to just play consistently and not let Bruno get any sort of big leverage. Ooh, just a little bit off. But I think Sketches can win this.
Is very interesting to watch. Very mobile.
He takes the light characters and uses their mobility to allow him to move around a lot more. Middleweights are good because you can just kind of place their body around and get there.
Oh, and gets it right past Sketches there.
Just a little bit farther back than he thought he was. He was able to get around him, and it looks like he's setting himself up for that. But no, Sketch is able to get right back to where he needs to get the very edge of it. The timer's becoming a factor, though, and it's dead tied with a weirdly caught super. 20 seconds remain.
Yeah. Forced him right in the net. Good curve there. Good return. Bruno looks like he cannot stand still for the life of him. He just has to move this character.
And it's certainly working out for him. He's able to... Oh, Sketches,
no! Just right past him in the corner.
He hitboxes big boy, but it ain't that big. Oh, what a shame. You hate to see it, but Sketches still has plenty of opportunities if he doesn't dash away from the disc.
Yeah, Bruno seems like he's really working those corners.
Good exchange from Sketches, able to... Playing a very old school kind of defensive backcourt Windjammers, which if he responds to things that Bruno is doing well, will be enough. But unfortunately, Bruno's caught him with a couple of baits, and unfortunately, it keeps getting right past him.
Bruno playing like I've never seen anyone play before. Very... Ooh.
The problem with the kind of way that Bruno is currently playing is that it's very exploitable if you can get into rhythms of get into things like those. He loves those dash setups up at the net where you stand up where you think the reticle's going to be and he slides around you to get a setup. But if you can sniff it out, it's pretty reactable and pretty punishable because your opponent's kind of putting all their eggs in one basket.
I just like the visual appeal of a Miller who dares to, as the disc is careening down from the sky, to walk away from it for a half second, only to turn right back and get that disc.
Sketches is in a bit of a tough pickle here, but going to concrete to try to take advantage of bumpers to maybe get Bruno out of his comfort zone.
If anything's going to punish Bruno for his walkabout nature, I think it might be the bumpers.
To play the way Bruno's doing, it involves a lot of confidence, and we'll have to see if that translates well to this stage. And so far, with a really well-placed middle stage, that's illegal.
And a 5 right back.
That's against the law. You going to jail, pal.
Well, anything is possible out here in the parking lot. Both players making each other seem like they're standing still, but Bruno coming out on top.
It's tough. You don't know where those discs are going to go when they hit the bumper. I mean, somehow Sketches hit the top of it and it just flattened his curve completely. These things are dumb. The same exact thing. Bruno's doing a good job of getting that situation to work out for him where he's getting these setups at the 5 zones. They're hard to react to, I will say. But at those opportunities, Sketches needs to move mid-court so he doesn't have to go around so much to react. Sure, it means you have to be a little bit more split, but sometimes that's the only thing you can do.
Bruno knows right where to stand to get that quick 5. Which, I want to point out, would not be possible on clay. That would go right into clay bumpers. So, concrete looking like it's coming out clutch for Bruno.
Unfortunately, bad counter pick for Sketches, it seems, but Sketches still has plenty of time to make this his own.
That's the problem is sometimes you think you're taking them concrete, and it turns out that they've put in some more time in the parking lot than you imagined.
Yeah, and sometimes sometimes you get the parking lot, sometimes the parking lot validates you.
Yeah.
But with 30 seconds remaining, with 11-0, Sketches is looking pretty dire. But points are points. We're gonna make it.
Yeah, sometimes you get parked for free.
Oh, he's still making it. He's got 15 seconds.
LA.
A 5 would be enough to get him the set, but a 3 would just give him the tie, and he doesn't need that right now. He needs to win. But unfortunately, all this anti-movement has given the game to Bruno. Well played by Sketches. This will set up our winner's game. And we will see them in just a moment. But first off, we want to go back to losers round. Who's excited for losers?
Some
Also,
losers.
Me.
All of the ooh, that did come into play. We were discussing that before the show. I did ask, and now the crowd knows as well. Those are shorts, ladies and gentlemen.
It's summer. But yeah, welcome to our losers round 3.
Frankie, where's the full suit? Rain or shine? All I'm saying.
It's true. And welcome back to losers 3. Club Soda making quite a run through losers bracket. Let's see if he can make this game happen, which will put him in top 4.
The good old Italian showdown here on the beach. Love to see it.
Sketches playing both the midweights pretty much interchangeably, but Club, as we know, having a pretty good dichotomy of characters. If Club loses this game, where will he go? Who will he pick? Hard to say, hard to leg. Hard to beat a broken egg, as far as I've been told by a YouTuber. Anyway.
It's all about that hard part in the center that you just can't get to go into the rest of the eggs.
Absolutely.
Anyway. It's called a menisca? I forget. Anyway.
Clubs.
Plug out here, nothing on the board, going down 9.
I swear to God, I'm gonna print a shirt. The shirt's gonna say, "Throw more diagonals." I swear to God, these kids just throw up downs all day long and curve shots. Like, no, like, you know what's great? A straight shot that gets around your opponent. Throw more diagonals.
Yeah, but sometimes you want to look fancy. Sometimes you want to look fancy.
Fair enough, but right now fancy isn't working because Club has just gotten completely destroyed in its first set, 16-5.
Yeah, not feeling good over here as the self-elected president of the Soda Club. I'm not happy about this one.
But points early in the set. He's got a good opportunity here. See if Club can make something happen. See, look, a diagonal. It worked.
You're never out of the game when you root for Club Soda.
Absolutely.
You can always come back.
I say throw more diagonals, and he does, and it scores immediately. Listen, I know what I'm talking about.
Playing classic Club Soda, too. Very high up in the net.
Yeah, that's biting him in the ass. Classic Club Soda.
It works when it scares his opponents, but this late bracket, you often get people who respond in kind and go up to themselves. And then you're just playing with fire.
Speaking of playing with fire, that burning disc going right around his opponent. Ooh, good diagonal dash and a bad dash.
Oh, big
response. Big response from Club with a 16-3 win. Let's see if Sketches can make this happen.
I believe. I have to believe.
Ooh, good 3. Good start. Sketches getting an early lead.
Wait, you said Sketches? Whose side are you on? Obvious commentator bias, people. Obvious commentator bias. For shame, more possible.
Listen, I calls it as close to the middle as I can.
Me kidding, of course. If you want...
That's
more
disgusting. That's vulgar, and I love it.
As I was saying, if you want reasons why you need to be part of the Soda Club,
They're right in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. Just open your eyes.
Oh my god. Good return. Good throws. Oh, the swoosh! Club's doing such a fantastic job of responding to everything wacky that Sketches are throwing, and
And gets the 2. We're late in the timer, though. That might come into play.
40 seconds. Yeah, that's gonna make ties kind of awkward. So so Club's has got a great chance of closing it out here and there as long as he doesn't do that.
Yeah, as long as we don't get the other 3. Now we're down 1. Not what we want to see.
But any score gives Club the lead. A lob, a 5, a 3, anything. So can he work anything? Can he work some magic around this middleweight giant? And of course he can. He's Club Soda.
Second Sketches walks forward. He just poised to strike.
Man works out tough stains,
5.
like that stain on his record, and gets an easy first game after losing the first set. Good job, Club Soda.
The timeout was on the table, and Club looked at it and was like, I don't need it. I'm going to win clean.
Sketches switches to Costa and goes to the wide Costa stage. Good choice. Yes. I think he's going to make this. Is really going to help him for the second game. But Club has been here before. Club has seen plenty of these long, wide curve shots. Let's see if Sketches can catch Club unaware, or if that throttle at the net's going to pay off. And so far, with a quick 5, Club is looking great. Ooh, good curves. Ooh, right around his body.
Another 5 caught him unaware.
He's punishing like really bad here. Sketches is not having a great day with this, and with a good variety of both his curve supers. And catching him dashing in the wrong direction, getting exactly 12. We do math here. Good job, Club.
Just didn't need any of the extra points. Just get him with a quick drop.
Good throw back and forth. Oh, and a lot of confidence dashing back at the net after that. You know, you can't argue with it, but unfortunately that's going to give Sketches some points.
I love some of these catches from Club Soda when the disc high up in the air. You can see him position the hitbox so that he will be closer to the net when he catches.
Absolutely. And that was able to benefit him. And a back and forth, a good bait, a good amount of movement. And wow, what a good back diagonal. That was a blind dash. I think he just was like, well, this will probably catch it.
Ooh, and he misses.
Just not enough time to react. Oh, and he just...
Oh, his mind was destroyed. Now things are just going into the net.
Oh, not enough time. Not enough time. But if 35 seconds, Club needs to just maintain. But he doesn't have to maintain if he wins. Club Soda wins 2-0. Wonderfully played, Club, and welcome to top 4, my good friend.
Another 12, playing efficient here on this lawn. Great day for the Soda Club.
Absolutely. So let's check in on the bracket, and we'll see what is going on and what we can see to be played. We've got
was scaring myself with the bracket earlier, so I'm just going to let you do that. I just want to be over here, just loose, just see the Frisbee as it lies, you know?
Absolutely. But we have a lovely game up on the other side of Losers 3. Southpaw Rock versus Chase Tatsujin. Southpaw unfortunately losing to Jordy, and Chase having an okay losers run after being sent down by Bruno, as we had seen earlier. Let's check it out right now.
Should be some classic Frisbee going on here.
As soon as it loads. Oh, that's weird.
That is...
I'm just gonna reload the the replay. Let's pretend that didn't happen.
Yes, folks at home, please scrub that from your mind. Please enjoy this classic scene of
beautiful wrestling ring.
Yeah, beautiful wrestling.
Get ready.
Yep, but here we are. We got a lovely game here in Losers 3. We'll be So far, a good exchange from both of our players.
Southpaw playing a little out of playing a little up the net. Kind of interesting to me. And catches him with the 3.
Good job by Southpaw, but for outthinking Chase. I don't know. Hard to really say what he did differently over that time. I guess it was just, that kind of slip up. Hard to play Windjammers for so long,
Yeah, sometimes it just comes down to a reaction test. Like, can you press the button in time? And this isn't the biggest tournament, but it is a lot to maintain frisbee over a long period of time. As somebody who routinely goes deep into brackets, you could probably attest to that, eh, Warp?
Stamina is a big problem, but I will say this tournament isn't that long. We've only been going for about an hour.
Yeah.
But this will get your top 4. This will be, you're already on the up and up, so maybe also a little bit of the nerves of just being so close to being near the glory, even though there's no prizes here. But Southpaw Rock gets the first set pretty definitively, not even needing the time limit.
Get ready.
Yes, the parking lot, it is for the glory. Hopefully one day it will be for more than that, but
Yeah, that
right now,
that relies on
like-
you as I panhandle, but I'll do that later.
yeah, like most tournaments, Windjammers is a labor of love.
Absolutely.
Nobody starts throwing frisbees for fame or fortune, I don't think.
Yeah, not much fame or fortune here unless you are named Pyrotech, and in which case there's a little bit of money here. Not much, not enough to live on.
Yeah, he can buy maybe a McDouble once or twice a year.
Absolutely.
With his winnings.
Unlike a man known as Mango, who uses his money to feed his family.
Yeah, I've been told that once or twice, Pyrotech has gone out for burgers with other French pro players and let them eat the fries. So, really just sharing the wealth here in the frisbee community.
And we've got a really good tight game. After that 5 points, it's just been really solid defense for both. But Southpaw caught Chase just a little bit too far up T, and that Miller hitbox really biting him in the ass. One of the opportunities where one of the bigger characters, like especially the large characters, would have benefited with their larger square hitboxes.
But Miller, one of the most interesting hitboxes in the game, though, can be extended. He's got that going for him. Nobody else has that.
Absolutely. Ooh, and just Chase just couldn't get an offense going that second set. Kind of tough. I mean, it is Southpaw Rock. Southpaw is known for lockdown defense and the inability to get past him. And
yes, really, really being the wall.
And unfortunately, Chase plays that same kind of play style. So with that, it comes to who has the stronger defense. And so far, it is shown to be Southpaw Rock. Chase counterpicking the lawn, which it's a nice place to be, I will not deny. But Southpaw has counterpicked here tonight several times. I wouldn't have recommended this choice, but it's really about what Chase feels the most comfortable. And if he can get some points on the board, he can shut me up real quick. But unfortunately, first points go to Southpaw Rock. Again, Miller's tiny hitbox biting him in the ass.
It's about the unexpected, right? Like
I didn't expect him to throw a custom there, but apparently Chase did. A good pop-up, good amount of control of the stage. And just a little bit too far of a dash. Sometimes that's all it takes.
Yeah, just got caught by that curve right into the 5.
Ooh, bad input.
Ooh, good lob return.
Absolutely. Jay's still alive, but 35 seconds on the board. It's not looking too good, but I never count the man out. Good moving up and down. Super exchange drop by Southpaw. I wonder if it'd be on purpose. Probably not, but it does benefit him to reset back to neutral. But Chase able to put some more points.
Ooh.
Only 2-point difference. Southpaw really needs to just keep on under control.
Maintain the lead.
Ooh, and that's pretty much it. 5 seconds remaining, and with a man that wide, you ain't gonna really get into the 5 zone very easily. And Chase caught being a little bit too far forward again.
Yeah, just the final nail in the coffin.
You really do hate to see it, but unfortunately, you choose your own battles, and when you choose Miller, you have to really move back and forward more. You have to deal with the fact your hitbox is pathetic. Ain't meta, but it ain't great.
Well, nothing is meta, and by that I mean no one plays her.
Fair. But first points go to Chase. Southpaw looks like he's already starting to have a little bit of that stamina. And it's a lot of games right back to back. We'll see maybe if going into... that's kind of the big problem being in losers. It's a lot of games to play. Like with 1 win in winners is 2 wins in losers, essentially. So the less you have to play, the better. And unfortunately, he is currently stuck playing a lot. Chase is doing good, actually getting some points on the board reliably, mostly winning defensive exchanges, and I don't think he's doing anything that's too remarkable in the scoring department, but it's really just about outlasting your opponent sometimes in these deep defensive games. Good walk up, and I was kind of questioning what was up with that slow walk to the top, but you must have had that curve in mind like the moment he saw the disc get thrown out, so well played, Southpaw. Chase.
Yeah, that was very interesting exchange there. Chase seemed like he wasn't expecting it at all.
Ooh, and it's 9-9, but unfortunately Chase needs to put the 3 points, or even just 2. He can't just let it end where it ends. But unfortunately that is time. That gives the game to Southpaw Rock, and that brings him into top 4. With our losers semis coming up next, we've got quite the event. If we look at what's coming up, our losers top 4, our top 4 in general. On winner's side, Jordy and Bruno, and on losers, Southpaw versus Club. We will go right to Southpaw versus Club. But what do you think of the matchup, and who do you favor on this one, Akita?
I think you already know. Pretty much, live or die in the Soda Club. Like, don't know what it is about this man. Maybe it's just the warm, gentle sound of his voice. But I love me some Club Soda. Love the way that he jams. Love the aggressive style. Love the fact that we are up here at the net as much as we possibly can be.
It's going to be a tough one when Southpaw is very infamous for resetting back to neutral when an opponent really gets down his throat. We'll see if Club is able to make that offensive retreat that he wants to make. And Southpaw already making his intention known, lobbing several times.
Yep, that's going to be a reoccurring theme in this match. I do believe is the lob to get Club Soda to just back off a little bit.
It's going to be tough. And even though this is a near finals, it isn't true finals, so it is still a 1-2. So there isn't a ton of opportunity here if you can't make it. But Club getting the first points off just a solid up near the net diagonal. And again, just solid Windjammers. Is Southpaw just tired?
It's hard to maintain that level of defense over even a short tournament like ours. I can't imagine how it gets with the larger ones, but responding back with his quick 6 points, so anybody's game.
And Southpaw gets the lead. 40 seconds remain on the clock. Club just needs to make something happen, but it felt like those first few were just Southpaw easing into the game, and now... But at the same time, a good tie!
And he sneaks it by.
Good stage control. 20 seconds remain. Club really doesn't want to go to tie if he doesn't have to, and now the ties are kind of off the table. 15 seconds remain. Club needs to score.
Yeah, to drop the log.
Bad dash. Bad dash. That's a shame, but set 2 hasn't even a game dropped yet. Pick yourself up, learn from your experiences, and try not to do it again. And already 3 points on the board in the first 10 seconds. Looking like a repeat of last time.
Yeah, now we're coming back. We're coming back.
That's That's schnasty, I think that's what the kids would say.
Yeah, that was a pretty rough go there.
Ooh, good curve at the wall. Just really hard to respond to. Southpaw would have had to actually dash straight into the disc, and that would have been really counterintuitive off that shot. Unfortunately, not close enough. Who gets the disc? It's Southpaw, and Southpaw chooses to return to neutral instead of trying to do anything else with it.
Ooh, that dash, I wasn't feeling confident. The club got it.
Club being smart enough to hold his position and just flex his muscle instead of trying to really dance for it. 45 seconds remain, and Club just needs to keep the pressure on, not let it down. And the custom super is killing some clock, and unfortunately completely destroyed Club Soda's own rhythm.
Yeah, hit him with the quick corner shot. Club back to his old self, playing aggressive up at the net.
If he would have had that confidence to stay in place again like he did in the last time, but unfortunately he let it go, giving the first game up to Southpaw. Where will Club go? I'm thinking a bumper stage. Wait, let's see if he does it. He goes straight to the concrete. Again, I feel like the clay would have been the stronger choice. But
You always think that clay is the stronger choice.
hey man, I live and die off my... What was that? Anyone else see that? That was weird. Southpaw like dashed before the game started. Huh.
Are we about to hear, to figure out some secret Windjammers tech for before match movement?
That's weird. I'll have to look into that later. Yeah, I've noticed you can do that sometimes on set reset, but super weird.
If you had told me that before seeing it with my own eyes, I would have told you to stop lying to me, Todd Rabush.
Mr. Rod Todgers himself.
Deep cut, but won't explain, but if you know, you know.
But Southpaw already taking great advantage of concrete. Real strange, I don't know. That's what I said, man. I just feel like this wasn't the place that Club wanted to be at. You'll get a lot of better shots, and Southpaw, at least in my opinion, has always kind of had a little bit of a wackier time on clay. But Club does believe in the spinny funny, and he thinks that it really does exist here on concrete.
Despite the fact that you prefer green bumpers to yellow, you are very familiar with the old adage, live by the bumpers, die by the bumpers, right? So
That was
it's
weird.
necessarily the fact that the bumpers are yellow, or if it's just the fact that there's bumpers at all.
Oop, good throws back and forth. Ooh, good use of the bumper to crowd. And unfortunately, that up at the net just was a little bit, just not enough time to react to. That's tough.
Gets back.
Ooh, good exchange back and forth. I think both of our players are doing a great job, but unfortunately, there's only one winner, and that winner is currently looking at 10 points.
Very difficult with
Supersonic serve. It's the game pities him.
When you see something like when you see something like this on concrete, how fast and unpredictable it really can be.
Southpaw just wasting some time, and understandably so. There isn't much Club could do, and wins on the 5 anyway. Good job, Southpaw. Well played, Club. Thanks for coming out.
A heartbreaker.
A heartbreaker indeed. But again, thank you so much for coming out, my friend. And now we have determined where we are in the fight. It'll be a quick moment before we're able to continue, but it'll give me a great chance to panhandle. Hi, I'm Warp Whistle.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, I want to say that all of this is because of you. All of you out there in Windjammers land. Because of you guys and you're signing up, we're actually able to have this. We're able to run these monthlies. And I thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for watching. Please support your tournaments. Please support your locals as they come back up and running. Again, if you can make it to there. if you want to support the stream, you want to support Windjammers, you can always support, well, me directly, of course, because hard for me to do things. As you know, fighting games there's not a lot of money in poverty fighting games. If you want to donate to me, there's underneath the stream. But if you want to donate to the game in general, we're going to have a Matcherino for Vortex Gallery, which will be up very, very, very soon. We're going to hopefully see that soon. We're also going to have medals for top 8 like we did last year. Hopefully everyone has gotten theirs so far. They'll be designed by yours truly, I hope. And you should really want to fight for these. They're really nice.
They are really nice.
But yeah, other than that, we've got some very exciting Windjammers on the up and up. Please tune in to Windjammers Z next week. Please tune in to the Summer Jam stream that comes out next week. But we are going straight up into our winners finals, first to 3, Jordy versus Bruno. What do you think about that, Akina?
I'm hoping that Bruno continues to surprise me. This is how I'm feeling. Wear my heart on my sleeve, as you know. But should be good frisbee regardless. And Bruno continue to do his I would almost say like classical walkabout style. Enjoy watching Bruno control the man throwing the frisbee. Haven't seen anything like it before.
I feel like Jordy probably has, though, and that's going to be the big difference here. A lot of players aren't used to the way that Bruno plays the game, especially at the level that Bruno plays it. But Jordy's kind of seen it all. He's been all around the world and seen all the windjamming styles, and aside from the few people that do beat him, Jordy doesn't seem to be fazed by much of anything anymore. But
yeah, he's been out here for years.
The man is not infallible, for he is yet only human. There's only one robot in this community, and his name is Pyrotech. And because of that, Bruno was able to sneak a quick 3-by with a great supersonic and a great bounce. Everything that needed to make an awesome shot. With only 30 seconds remaining and 3-3 is looking pretty tight. Any little score, any little slip-up's gonna make the big difference here. Both players exchanging, moving. Bruno moving around with a lot more movement, but Jordy as far and back in the net as he can, basically giving himself as much time to react to things as he can make it.
It's almost like he knows the curve that's coming out before Bruno throws it. Very interesting.
And yet he chooses to be far back even with that kind of knowledge, which means that he knows that it's not worthwhile to trust those instincts. It's always better to just trust what you see with your own 2 eyes. And that's going to lead right to a 3-3 tie because neither player can get the edge. Go to another 99 seconds. Let's see if our boys can put up another good one.
Right by him, early lead, probably where he wants to be, and we'll see how much more scoring is done this game. Very methodical Windjammers today.
Ooh.
Quick one in the corner.
Miller's hitbox continues to be the story here. If Bruno had this kind of mobility with a character that was a little bit wider, I feel like then Bruno would be unstoppable. But you gotta work with your pros and your cons. No one's as mobile as Miller, aside from Mita, and nobody's got a hitbox as small, aside from the small characters. So you gotta work with what you're given.
Yeah, as a Mita main, I often look at Miller and ask why, personally. I think the curve upgrade and having a super is to me, but they're out here, and they have proven to be staunchly resistant to anything telling them otherwise.
Well, the big thing Miller has going for it over the Mita is just that slightly larger hitbox, especially while doing slide dashes. Miller could really get himself some decent distance and a decent amount of hitbox, but especially because Bruno's been using those slide dashes to help move him around the court. He was a lot more unpredictable shots. I think it's a good choice of character for him, but unfortunately, Jordy was just able to completely shut it down, getting past the tiny hitbox over and over and over again, giving him the 1-0 in this winners finals.
Yeah, as we all know from the deep and expansive Windjammers lore, Mito was a stand-up, true outcome tennis player and never learned how to slide. So I forgot about that. Miller does have that on her.
Yeah.
Here we are, back to concrete. Very popular stage today. Seems like the parking lot does come out for the parking lot.
Parking lot is, in fact, right here. It's nice to have seen, I believe, every stage now in rotation. Whoa, what a catch! Like, caught the edge of the bumper, goes right to Bruno's hand, and Bruno reacts like he knew it was already going to be there.
Does the stadium we saw count? Because those players were forced to go there.
It's still there.
It is still there,
But yeah, so far Bruno is reacting super well to everything that Jordy's throwing, and the same can be said from Jordy, who's had to catch some already nasty stuff.
yeah.
Oh, what a conversion and what a catch!
The score does not show how loud these bumpers are talking.
Absolutely. This is an absolute slobber knocker of a set. I can't believe that half this stuff has been caught. I can't believe that we're still... Well, there it is. 60 seconds before the first score, and it's honestly something pretty normal.
Commentators cursed. They knew what you were going to say. And a score in return. Back to even.
Back to even, back to Steven. Good job. And right around him.
Again. I don't know about that one game. That looks very close to 5 for me.
This gives Bruno quite the opportunity, but with only 10 seconds, he's really going to make one of these supersonics count. And he's... Oh my god! That was disgusting! That was filthy!
Was some of the nastiest.
It's like a pyrotech curve. I've never... That's ridiculous.
And...
Yeah, bump your Bibles if you got them. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, there we are. There we are. See if the bumpers can get us to a game 3.
I mean, we'll have a game 3 regardless. It is a first to 3. But Bruno having the edge already with a 5. It's going to be tough. And yeah, thanking those bumpers out there in the chat, I cannot argue more. These bumpers are saving some lives. What a curve! What a shot! Catching Jordy completely unaware with some of the weird Miller curves that don't come out very often. Aw, he just dashed a little bit too late.
I must apologize to the crowd because this tournament is going by quickly. I was not aware that we were already invested.
This is winners finals, my friend. And we are now 1-1. Oh my goodness. What a great showing by Bruno. Using the concrete to an advantage unseen by most players. So where does he go? Jordy chooses lawn. This tracks through the whole tournament. Jordy loves this wide stage. Jordy loves to have the power to curve around his opponents. Bruno's going to have a tough time here with, again, Miller's tiny hitbox and his ability to have problems with control, especially with Bruno trying to play as aggressive. But Bruno is able to use supersonics and good retaliation time to be able to make it. Shoutouts to Fight Kid. This is a Eastern United States like up to Europe connection. This is quite impressive to get supersonics this reliably.
Got to love the magic of rollback net play.
Absolutely. And speaking of net play, Bruno is doing a great job. Switzerland. I always forget Switzerland.
Gotta think about chocolate?
Banks, neutrality, all of those things. Bruno!
Yes!
What are you doing, Bruno? You are absolutely killing it.
He's out here turning the character around.
Wow, 12-0. A complete shutdown. This is Jordy's stage selection.
Yeah, just bullying him on his favorite stage.
Oh, man, you hate to see it, but at the same time, you love to see it. You love to see an absolute upset. But, good conversion. Great back and forth. What will Bruno do with it? He throws another curve right back at him. And the custom, and just absolutely bedlam, chaos. Dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. This is fantastic. The first 30 seconds of this have been high octane, and yet no one has scored.
Lot of returns.
Oh, Jordy retreats too early. He thought he had the disc. He left without it. Forgot to check his bags.
Just didn't know that it was still up there. Thought it was in his hand.
Bad input by Bruno, doing a slide dash when he clearly wanted to go for the full dash. What a shame. However, Jordy will take those points, and he will take them to the bank. And if no scores are done, then Jordy gets this game. So, but scores are done because that's a curve near the net, and that's kind of hard when you're a lightweight, eh?
It is a difficult time out there, especially when you're playing as the lightweights.
Ooh! Literally could not go any further back to catch that. Well caught by Bruno. And just a little bit past. Bruno's putting a little bit of delay in his shots to try to catch Jordy unaware, but Jordy doesn't rely on that kind of rhythm stuff that a lot of other players do. So Jordy's reacting and able to catch Bruno, and it just isn't working out for him. But it's 1-1.
Here we are, all tied.
All time.
Back up.
Yep. This is a big one. Whoever wins this gets to have whoever wins this at least has control over of Game 5. That is the worst case scenario.
Ooh,
First-
just misses it.
Jordy's doing a good job of attacking the corners, which is a big thing you should be doing, especially on the lightweights. A little bit of Windjammers' interest is to be seen that the bottom of the hitbox, like the bottom of the stage, has a little bit more of a hitbox, like a little bit more space than the top. And because a lot of characters' hitboxes don't go all the way down to where their feet are, it might be better to sneak things by your opponents when they're down at right by their feet. But so far, Jordy is able to make things happen. Bruno, because he's one of the lightweights, is already getting supersonic serves just off of a 2-point deficit. And let's see if he's able to use that comeback to his advantage. And no. No advantage. Only pain, only suffering. Fine, you have the things that Bruno... Oh, he almost had it!
It was rough out there, you know.
Yep.
You cut him, you made him bleed, and he did not like that.
He did not. So, concrete is off the table. Where do you go?
Apparently we're going to tile.
Interesting choice. The tiny stage didn't really work out for Bruno before, but we'll see if it works out this time. Especially with those 5s in the corner, maybe he can make something happen. Some awkward curve super coming out by Jordy, really trying to take advantage, and a really questionable 5. But that's what Bruno needs, some of those kinds of weird things.
Quick 5s and quick 5 in return.
Quick 5 in return. Well done by both of our players, but problem is that Bruno really needs to win this. A tie here is really going to help his opponent.
Plenty of time left on the clock.
Plenty of time.
Ooh, another 5, not looking great.
Yep, any score gives it to Jordy now. And half the time still remaining on the board. That's a lot of opportunities Jordy's going to have to score on you. Good back and forth, good amount of control, and Bruno's still
And
kicking.
his own 5. Very interesting. Now it's...
Any score will take it. We'll see who's able to make it. Yeah, Bruno's really having a great job at the front of the net, able to know when to retreat and when to surrender. But good curve super back and forth, really holding a lot of supers back over and over again. Trying to get a supersonic curve, and if that lineup would have worked, that would have been pretty hard to catch. But
yeah, that would have been a snasty one for sure.
he's throwing a lot of these really good ones that just don't hit the wall. Good job, Bruno, for having the knowledge and knowing exactly the space he needs to make it. Good recovery after missing it the first way through. But we're going at a tie. Both players receive a set,
Tie here, not the worst for Bruno.
but certainly not the best. But we'll see.
Well, less time playing on tile, maybe.
Well, it's his counter pick, but unfortunately, Jordy gets the first points to the set. Ooh, good. Again, those curves just not hitting the wall. Bruno having such good confidence in the way his character plays to be able to hit those curves reliably. Ooh, good backdash to catch that. Good reset up to neutral, trying to make something happen. And that supersonic is really good, but unfortunately the 5 gets right past him.
Ooh, good 5.
Bruno's looking at quite the hole here. 50 seconds remain, and he really needs to start putting some points on the board. This is some good control of the Miller, especially on the offensive level. A lot of people who play main Miller play him a lot more defensive based. And good job, Jordy, going back and forth and catching these really difficult to catch supersonics. And a supersonic that goes the other way. What a good wall bounce. Bruno's still very much in this game.
Yeah. See what points we can put up.
Whoa, what a catch. You saw that pushback. You saw that dashback. Bruno, like, staying alive by the skin of his teeth. But 10 seconds remain. He needs to put points and he needs to put them on right now. Jordy's fine with just letting time expire. And maybe he should just let this drop and that'll do it. Well played, Jordy, and really well played, Bruno. But we only can have one winner. And we are going to send you down to losers, where we'll see you on the other side. So, incredible game from both players. Jordy proving himself superior, but Bruno keeping him way on his toes. Bruno's really improved in the time that we've seen him last.
Amazing Windjammers, very competitive. Love to see it, really.
Absolutely. And we got just another moment before we'll be ready to go. But again, thanks everyone for tuning in. This has really been some excellent Windjammers tonight. Remember, always bump your Bibles, as the concrete manual has said. We're gonna check.
The concrete manual has says.
I'm going to just take a quick check into what's going on in that game.
And have we told you about Fightcade yet? Have we told you about how amazing Fightcade is? I just want to keep talking about Fightcade. This tournament really only possible through the magic of Fightcade and its amazing replay system. Was kind of the unlock of, how we do Windjammers tournament here in the future. And I just cannot rave enough about them. So if for some reason you're out here and you're watching this and you're not on Fightcade, you are one of the PS4 bros that just hasn't made the switch, please consider. It's a great place to be.
It absolutely is a great place to be.
Get ready.
But here we are, looking at losers finals. Bruno getting sent right back to deal with Southpaw Rock. And Southpaw is a very much a different kind of animal. Bruno is dealing with somebody who plays a lot more just defensively in general. While Jordy plays defense, it feels more like he plays the defense out of the necessity of defense, happening, right?
Yeah, if you want to make it late in a bracket, you're going to have to stop some frisbees from going into your net.
Exactly. But Southpaw plays with that more of a goal in mind. And while I've seen him more recently moving a lot more forward and make more things happen, it is up to Bruno to try to get more points. And every point you get past Southpaw is a mini victory. If he just maintains this for 50 seconds, that'll be it. But knowing Bruno, he'll put a little bit more flair and a little bit more spice.
Yep, Bruno looks like he's really out here trying to win it. Like no stops hold. Like just he wants to throw the frisbee into your net.
Wonderfully thrown from both players. 33 seconds remain. Southpaw's really going to have to push a little bit more if he wants to make this happen. I mean, that's a tall order. Bruno's showing complete control of the beach. And what a good bounce. Oh my goodness.
In those dirty beach corners where we have seen lots of frisbees enter nets.
Bruno's been doing a fantastic job of... Oh, no.
Oh, that was...
It was dirty. It was filthy.
Yeah, that is less about getting points on the board and more about sending a message, I feel.
Absolutely. And the message is, like, I'm up in the front. I have better options than this. So what are you going to do to stop me? And so far, Southpaw has had the good answer. I'm just going to stop everything you throw.
Yeah, just throw a nice straight into,
good conversion.
Into your 5.
Ooh, great conversion. My goodness. And just a little bit outside. Southpaw probably wanting the dash instead of the slide block. Oh, catches the side of his head.
Those lowest corners, people, you've been seeing them all night.
Been some good Windjammers from both competitors, but Bruno's been really hitting those corners, and he just keeps doing that, keeps dotting his I's and crossing his T's. I think Bruno's got a really good shot of taking it, but hard to say.
Throwing into his net there.
Ooh, nice and wide. Southpaw just didn't react in the right way.
Yeah, responds back with 3. Not the most time on the board, but still a workable amount of time. And
that supersonic was incredible. 10 seconds remain. Southpaw needs to put a point up. Just anything. A lob, a 3, a 5. Do something. Anything.
make something happen.
And he even gets the last second one. But Bruno takes game 1 with some man, good job, Bruno.
Very impressive play.
Southpaw has the option to pick another stage. He can even go back to beach. There's nothing legally stopping him. And he does, because it's where he feels the most comfortable.
Did not win there. Can go back to beach. Can,
Get ready.
you know, as much as we were talking about Dave's stupid rule, it's getting us off the beach, getting us elsewhere in the city. If you're losing, you can go back there all night.
If you really want to. And there are players which feel the most comfortable here, even after getting completely beaten. But, I mean, to be fair, Southpaw held quite his own on that game, and it was really just down to the wire.
No, I didn't count him out that game. Anything could have happened, you know? Stuff like that, where you get quick 5, now he's back up 2 points. Definitely didn't lose his mentality. Still looking comfortable strolling out there on the beach, you know?
Absolutely. And Southpaw, just 2 points. Hey, if no more scores are done, those 2 points are all you need, but it's not a very comfortable lead. But Southpaw's making good offensive strides, good curves, good amounts of attacks on both corners. Ooh, good reaction. People aren't falling for that move as much, Bruno. You gotta do something else. But, I mean, it's at least a good move.
Again, a little bit too close to his own net. Gets thrown back in there.
Another
the
missed
small
input.
character.
Southpaw is just tired.
Yeah, get him in the corners. Got to work those corners.
Just a little bit too
and
forward.
Really got to work those corners.
Ooh, good. 5 seconds remaining, and it gets right by him. Man, that's
You can knock him down, but you can't keep him out.
Get ready.
man. Good game by Bruno, and that's gonna be his for a set here. Southpaw really digging his heels in the sand in a literal basis here, and unfortunately, it just isn't paying off for him. The beach seems to just favor Bruno, who's throwing some really nasty things and using it to get cool offensive setups. Stuff that I don't think Southpaw is that used to seeing.
Just really trying to dig his heels into the bunker here, and it's not necessarily working out. I wonder, are we going to come back here for game 3?
Well, Southpaw could still win here, and then it's completely off the table. We'll see. But it is looking pretty dire. Ooh, good bounce.
Yeah. As I say that, Southpaw only person with points on the board right now. So maybe I did get a little too ahead of myself.
Southpaw is tired of Bruno's offense. He is sick of it. He will lob him to oblivion. But the problem with that is that if Bruno can respond, and with his lightweight character he can get some really good shots and get some really good supersonics for free. However, it does give him more time to react, and that's a big drop. Miller's tiny hitbox bites him in the ass once again. But 3 points, Bruno on the board.
Loving that that bottom corner with those quick ones.
Southpaw going back into what he knows. He's comfortable. He likes lobbing. He likes having control of the stage. He likes not having to deal with more stage control. And ooh, that slide was really ballsy, and unfortunately it ate up the last second he needed for an extra throw. So we go into it. 5 points.
Ooh, that is a devastating start.
Yeah, if Bruno could just keep it.
It's not even about the points. It's more about the mental image of just seeing your character visibly thrown into their own 5, but he returns with a 5 of his own.
Tied up, 1-1. Ooh, lobbed it right to him. Basically gave Bruno the pick of the litter what he wanted to do with it. And Bruno's starting to recognize that Southpaw's lobbing every time it's not in a neutral place that he likes. The lob was built into the system to allow for neutral resets and to allow you to do more things to, stop your opponent from just crowding the net and never stopping. But the problem is, if you can sniff it out, your opponent gets all the benefits. Mind you, as a lightweight character, it's going to be really hard for him to get a supercharge off of it. But yeah, all those lobs are really just teeing Bruno up for extra free supersonic shots.
Yeah, and you might feel comfortable doing that to a character against Miller, where maybe you feel confident about the curve super, and maybe you're not afraid of his custom. But
But that patience, Southpaw is able to take it. It was a little dicey there, but it's 1-1. Bruno gets stage pick, and Beach is completely gone forever.
no more Beach.
He chooses.
Again, the parking lot seems to be the more popular of the two today.
Get ready.
But maybe he is just saving Clay for a possibility later in the set.
Bruno's shown some really good setups and shots here. I think Bruno just feels more comfortable here, which kudos to him. Concrete is generally seen as the less comfortable of the two, the more chaotic, the one where you have the less room to make mistakes.
It is the gambit of the stage. It is the gambler's paradise. It's where you go to see what the bumpers have in store. Where Clay is a little bit more controlled. It's bumpers, but with a flavor of knowing what they can and cannot do for you.
That's just a raw 50-50. It was up to Southpaw to react early, and unfortunately he couldn't react early enough. Good dash! Oh my goodness!
That was an amazing dash. Bruno playing hot tonight.
He's setting up. I don't know if he wanted to get stuck in the reticle there, but oh no!
Oh, again in that corner.
Those bumps are big bumping.
Big bumping.
Southpaw doesn't want any part of this. He wants the reset. He wants to go back to neutral. He does not like these up in the front Bruno shots. And yet he tees him up for another one, and ooh, good response. Unfortunately, though, Southpaw is running out of time. 15 seconds on the board, and well, those fives are easy. They aren't that easy to hit. And I don't think there's enough time to score twice.
Bruno really making use of getting that extra length out of that dash. Drops a 3, but will it matter?
Absolutely not.
No, it will not.
That little time, even if he got the 5 immediate, I don't think that he would have had enough time to get the to go for it. Bruno taking control of the neutral pretty early on with some lobs and caught Southpaw fishing in the wrong direction. Good 2 points.
Yeah, really trying to tell Southpaw, like, yeah, I can lob out here too,
Ooh, that net bounce.
That was a rough one to see. It looked like it was caught for almost
Ooh,
a
nice
second.
cat. Nice bumper. But
Yeah,
I will
keeping
say,
it going, back with a 3 and a 5.
yeah, man, completely lost it. I was gonna say that Bruno has been relying on those late dashes all night to get to the disc right as it lands to him, so he can get unexpected shots. But with the net bounce there, it really kind of bit him in the ass.
The concrete give and the concrete take.
A concrete dude. Ooh, what a catch!
I thought that was, one of the good Miller customs.
Ooh,
the fabled good ones.
Bruno did a really... Okay, so let's review really quick. So Bruno did a short lob up to the front of the net that he expected Southpaw to then throw a lob back at to retaliate. He instead goes for a supersonic in the corner. Bruno then takes the opportunity on the serve to punish Southpaw for being so aggressive, getting the last 2 points he needs. Good job, Bruno, for recognizing the situation and taking advantage of a mistake that you made trying to smell out your opponent.
Get ready.
And we're here on the lawn. Yep, as has been Southpaw's counter pick all night.
Ooh, that is not what you want to see right at the start.
Just get your jitters out, get it out, but it doesn't matter. Got plenty of time, do some cool stuff. You can tell that it feels to me a lot of time Bruno gets stuck in the reticle on accident, wants to slide through it, and instead just moves in and just like, oh, guess I'm here. But 5 points are a big deal, especially early on, but Bruno's able to put 3 on the board to keep himself from, getting washed.
Yeah, South Park right into his net. South Park.
Think of the left hand. He's got that left hand rock. Ooh. No way. Those curves are just mean. I know a lot of people out here using Miller and all of his abilities like this. Oh, oh nice catch, and just right past him. Anyone else probably would have caught that, except for, you know, Mita. But unfortunately, tiny hitboxes mean you only have so much opportunity.
Yeah, Mita would have caught that even less. And just a slobber knocker out here. Just points on top of points.
Points on top of points. And those lobs, which are normally pretty safe and pretty convenient for Bruno, now dangerous with the chance of completely losing, but with a really good curve that hits the wall and just goes in the opposite direction Southpaw expects. That is going to give him the first thing.
Right down into the corner.
Oh, bad input.
Ooh.
He stick his hand out, he does not slide. It looks like Bruno's getting a little bit jittery. I mean, I don't know what time it is where he is, but I know it is, in fact, Miller time. But 5 points, gonna be tough. Southpaw's got a good advantage, but this is how it began last time, too. All he needs is one good moment, and Bruno's got a chance to take the lead right back out from underneath him. We're gonna even tie it up with one single shot if he's lucky.
Yeah, the left-handed stone out here, his lead is not insurmountable. And 3, we're
He was really painting that top corner. I'm surprised Southpaw let that one by, but again, it's that game of chicken. You expect, surely he's not going to hit the top corner 8 times in a row. It's like, for that 8th time, time you expect it the least.
Yeah, it's like, how about I do, though?
6-5 with 40 seconds remaining. Southpaw is the master of his own destiny. He needs to put some points on, otherwise he is going to be walking home in 3rd place.
A lot of curves out here.
Ooh, 4 points. Still 1 point.
Hindsight on the lawn pick. Bruno does love his curves. Anybody's game.
Ooh, he's trying to get those same kind of slide moves that Bruno's been doing all game. But
any points here will
1 point away. Oh, Southpaw's got one more throw of it. No, he doesn't. That's enough for time. Bruno takes it 3-1. This sends.
Out here just being like, I'm going to continue to throw the frisbee.
My goodness. What an absolute monster of a game. We will have our grand finals coming up in just a moment. But, again, just to quickly shout out everything coming up in the world of Windjammers. We've got, coming up next week, an exciting tournament known as Windjammers Z. It's a single elimination tournament. August 8th. That's like 2 Sundays from now, I think. Probably them, and we're looking to have another monthly coming up in the middle of August. We'll keep you posted. But that won't get in the way of Summer Jam, August 27th through 29th in Crown Plaza, Cherry Hill, New Jersey. Come see some actual IRL Windjammers, hopefully with me on commentary, but you never know. Then coming up after that, Vortex Gallery, our big tournament, the one you should sign up for sure. There's going to be over 80 different brackets.
Of Windjammers. There is no more prestigious place to throw frisbee.
Yep. The successor to Anime Evo, where Pyrotech won his 2 belts and Other End won his beautiful medal. Wonderful job. But will Pyrotech be able to claim this one and get his title back? Will Other End continue his reign, or will something unexpected happen? Hard to know. But sign up. You can be part of it. You can win a beautiful medal and a slice of the Matcherino pie that will be posted very soon. Schedule will be up for the rest of the 80 tournaments coming up in the next couple days. Other things in the coming future.
Anytime Jam Wind, that'd be it.
We've got Climb Cancel in November, hosted out in Maryland. Sign up for that if you can at the end of November, November 20th through 21st. Hosted by currently our in the grand finals Jordy. And also coming up, I can't say for sure. Can't say that we're there 100% because the lineup has not been revealed. But we are a regular staple of Frosty Faustings. Coming up at the end of January out in Chicago at the Westin Inn. Or Westin Inn Lomden? Lomden, Weston. Words are hard, but you can join us in person at the end of January, hopefully for a tournament. And also, I'm going to throw CEOs at the beginning of December. I'm not advertising it because you can't buy tickets. It's too late.
Yes, it's Bailey out there playing it medium. I don't want to say safe. I don't want to say risky. There was a number of slots, and that is what it is.
It is what it is, and it ain't what it ain't. But we will be going in just a moment. We currently are having that finals game played. Unfortunately, because we've done everything through replays, they've gotten a little bit ahead of us, and we are. But I will tell you how far along this game is.
Wait, did we catch up with the bracket as it rolled?
I could literally show you the bracket right now if I wanted to. It is accurate. It is we will watch the final game. Unfortunately, again, the plan was to do top 4 live, but top 4 just kind of started rolling while I was still doing some of the replays. So it just kind of kept is what it is, but we'll figure out the format. Again, it's been a while since the monthly happened, and it was under pretty much a different set of staff. We'll hopefully have this ironed out by next month. A little bit more professional, a little bit of better items. It's just all a big test before we go into Vortex Gallery.
Yeah, it was different staff, kind of same people. We traded a lot of hats.
Absolutely traded a lot of hats.
Like, I think I was commentary at the start, then I became bracket runner, and now I'm back to commentary, which
you'll be.
I like being out here, you know.
We'll hopefully have you up on bracket running next month, so we can get you ready for Vortex. But nevertheless, and hopefully next month we'll also be on a different stream point. But nevertheless, yes. I want to again take just a moment to thank every single one of you who came out here to watch and who came out here to play. Windjammers is really only here because of every single one of you who come out every Wednesday for Windjammers Wednesday and for every other event that we host. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for making this silly little frisbee game have so much longevity.
Yeah, there is no frisbee with no frisbee community, right?
Absolutely not.
Because you can attest to that. You tried that for years. It was just you, the frisbee, and a dream. And how did that work out?
Hey, man. I mean, it's a lot of fun to play, but you can't feed a family on a frisbee. You got to go out, got to get a job, you got to go work. But it is all up to all of you to see if we're going to see it through. Yeah, we're wrapping out on grand finals, I believe. Can't know. Got to get a jab. You got to work for a living. You can't just jam wind. And it's a shame. But hopefully with 2, maybe we'll have a big up and coming. Maybe I'll be able to afford to give Bibles out to more people and not just to myself. And from a passage, concrete structures to be backfilled may often be protected from drying and given the benefit of prolonged curing by completing the backfill as soon as the strength of the concrete is sufficient to support the load.
Yes, wise words. I'm sure that will get you many 5s.
Absolutely. So says the man who signed it in 1976, SG Kopsch, up here in the corner.
Yeah, that was a bit of a rough promise you just did there. Like, those are some vintage, hard to find books. Are you sure more of them could be procured even if you tried?
I have no idea. That's actually a good point. This one is from 1963. Well, again, owned by a man in 76, but this was printed many a year ago.
Yeah, it was well loved. He, it took about a decade for it to find its owner, and then I've been told that it existed in some shady points of existence before it found its way to your hands.
Absolutely. All right, and we are on our grand finals. It is time.
Is it time?
It is time. Let's get that up and running.
It is time. Okay.
Yep. Replay is ready. Welcome to our grand finals between Jordy and Bruno. Jordy on the winner's side, Bruno on the losers. Bruno's gonna have to make quite the run if he wants to make it losers, make it up. Jordy has been pretty dominant, but Bruno has had a hell of a showing.
Bruno put in the net. Not really what I want to see, but I believe Bruno could make this loser's run. He seems to have the tenacity, have the spirit, have the curves, have the disc hit you directly in the corner. You know? Rough times.
Rough times here out in Ridgemont High. Bruno already putting some points. He's really keeping it together. It's every little score you make against Jordy is an accomplishment of you as a player. It's like, hey, look, I'm doing it.
Yeah. You know, return in kind. Plus, this is the mandatory beach game. And I believe if we can to get to a more freeing stage with maybe some more random elements, you know, it just really opens up a whole new world of possibilities for any aspiring Windjammer.
But the first game goes straight up to our main man, Jordy. Again, repping that winner's side, it's going to be a tough climb for Bruno. But let's see. Oh, getting the first points of the round, 10 seconds, lots of time, lots of power.
Yeah, good. Ooh, that is a rough drop.
That stinks. You come off a high beginning, you get some good score, and you immediately drop the disc. That Butterfingers is sweaty.
He was under it for days. How small is this hitbox that didn't count?
It is pathetic. It is tiny.
It is slightly larger than Mita's.
He tried to use that slide dash to get him that extra bit, but unfortunately went the wrong way. It was a good idea, just unfortunately didn't really get the lineup. But, ooh, what a catch! Right by the edge of his little fingers. He wanted that dash setup, but really it wouldn't have benefited him that much. And Jordy's not taking any chances. He's hanging out in the back. He's reacting as late as possible, trying to give himself as much time to think about it. Not trying to rely on his instincts. But 3 points.
Puts him in the net. Up 1 point. Lob super. Another lob super.
Ooh. Coming out at the end of time, Bruno goes for a delay to kill a little bit of clock and also try to catch his opponent off guard. Maybe just reset the rhythm himself. 4 seconds. What a catch! Oh my goodness!
Ooh, seals it.
Absolutely fools his opponent. That wonderfully done. Oh my goodness!
Okay, here we are.
Right out of his grasp. It was a good slide dash too. It was just a little bit too far.
This beach has been defined by these quick threes coming out the gate real fast. And quite an exchange here. Put the net. Doing some curve work. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh.
Bad retreat. Unfortunately, that's going to really bite Bruno in the ass. He needs, like, almost half the game is already gone, and he has no points on the board. Nothing to write home about. This is... Oh, but catching him with a weird side of the hitbox with very little time to react. Jordy loses his first points. Let's see if he can do it again. Ooh, not the curve that he wanted.
The numbers may feel like they are huge in difference, but you can come back quick in a game of Windjammers.
Absolutely, especially with Bruno doing so good of super returns and throwing out some of the craziest supersonic curves I've seen, but you're not going to do it dashing in the wrong direction to a lob super.
Now we're getting to the point where the mistakes are adding up and one more can cost you.
Nice catch by Jordy. That was a really well thrown shot by Bruno. It fooled most players. Ooh, good catch.
Protecting that bottom corner. It has been a hot spot.
Yeah.
But he just gets it around him to go back down.
Unfortunately, Bruno really wanted to catch him off guard in that corner. It's worked out a couple times for him, but nah, instead, Jordy's able to quickly capitalize on it. One of the problems with throwing a super right near the net is you might get stuck in the super animation for too long that it's hard to really recover and get to the other side of the net. It's a big risk you take whenever you do like a curve super right up the front. But
and here we are on concrete.
It's worked out super well for Bruno all night. I really have no ifs, ands, or buts. This was a great choice. Already worked out great in the first time they played.
Seems very confident on the concrete.
Oh, Bumper says no. Oh, good exchange. Ooh, real weird. Ooh, what a backdash! Oh my goodness.
Bruno seems very comfortable, even if the bumpers are confusing us.
My goodness. What?
Oh,
What?
and
Huh?
he just gets it on the end.
3? What? What? Okay, no. He was above the whole space, covering the 5 zone, right? Like
Yep.
a 5 zone would have made sense for it to be scored because he didn't go all the way down. But somehow it got a 3. Like the disc kept moving after it got in the goal and repositions itself to the 3.
All I can say is game doesn't lie.
Game don't lie, dude. Shakira.
The bumpers really do seem to be on Bruno's side, just stifling a lot of what Jordy's trying to make happen.
Tourney moving on an uncharacteristic, like, up to the front clay style, and it seems pretty exploitable by Bruno, but oh, not if you do that! Ooh, good last second score to tie it up, giving Jordy an extra. Jordy's really looking at a real benefit. Like, yeah, he still lost the set, but he was gonna lose that set anyway. Good to get a set off of Bruno at the same time.
Yeah, just even it up. See what set 3 has
Bumper
in store.
says no.
The bumpers really do seem biased for Bruno.
Ooh, good throw. Good response. Good. Ooh, right around the bumper. Oh, lays him out flat, but able to get up in time. That's tough with those light characters, man. Those stuns are high. He's doing a really good job of bouncing back and forth, avoiding the bumpers, taking advantage of all the shots in his arsenal.
Really trying to make every one of them count.
Ooh, good
This
bump.
has been a hell of a game for there to be nothing on the scoreboard.
Absolutely. And just as you say it, good bumps by Jordy.
Commentator's curse.
Ooh, good response. I would have expected the other direction.
Had to say it. You want to
Oh!
make something happen for the people at home. And speaking of that, quick 5.
That's supersonic straight down. After so many cool curved shots, it's just sometimes it's the reliable straights. And another reliable straight in response. Bruno's not looking too hot. Bruno really needs to win this round. He really needs to not put himself in a curve, especially when he's on the loser side anyway. But 8, 7, what can he do? Oh, he can get a 5 like that!
What he can do. And he holds it.
Ah!
Oh, no!
No, Jordy goes up 2-0. Bruno's looking way down. I could not believe it. There was no time when he caught that. There was
It
none.
was in his hand.
The referee is giving it to him, giving it to Jordy.
And tiled. My predictions about a possible play out of Bruno seem to have been false. He is a concrete only person.
That's a lot. Oh my goodness. Bruno having to go up on another tiny stage. I mean, Bruno has decent control on all stages, but I would have expected, maybe a little bit more clay. I don't know. Maybe he's not as comfortable there as he is here.
Clay, lawn. What's wrong with Stadium? Can tweet Atakine and Yamato. Tell me why you all hate Stadium. It hasn't been coming up.
It's not. It's been a tournament of everywhere but. Maybe it's because people like how lush green lawn is. Maybe people just like the song.
Stadium's kind of bumpy. Nothing beats concrete though.
Ooh,
so-
good lob. Really punishing Jordy for being up at the front. But 50 seconds, I mean, a 5 is enough to close it here already. I don't know if it matches that one, okay. I thought it did. Could be wrong there.
I think we've seen one on play. And the stadium that we saw was forced.
Yeah, absolutely no one has selected Stadium on purpose.
Yeah, the wonderful new rules that we were trying out, and that was a
This is brutal. This is actually a shutdown by Bruno. I say that, but there's not enough time. Like,
yeah. We were questioning this choice, and it seemed like it was just a change of pace that we needed.
aside from like an absolute miracle, Jordy's got nothing left. Yeah, now he's done. Well played by Bruno. Good control. Good everything.
Bruno refuses to hold the frisbee, always giving extra chances.
Ooh, good lob. Good throws.
Forcing each other to play up at the net. Interesting. Interesting. And just knows it's going right towards the 5.
I'm just absolutely stunned at how well Bruno is taking control of tile. Really making every shot he's making count. Really dancing around the corners and getting those shots that he wants all the time. Also, oh my goodness.
Well, if you know how to place him on concrete, I do believe that his control of his character is transitioning to these small stages.
Oh, halfway through the time, and Jordy is yet to put any points on the board. And a good catch. Oh my goodness, Bruno. Bruno. Dancing around, trying to think of his next move. And he's really just comfortable just holding down the fort. Jordy has not posed much of a threat on this game. But as of the last one, he should be worried that if he can't put any more points, Jordy can score. Oh, especially like that. But that's not enough to take the lead.
Not a 5. Not a 5.
Not a 5 at all. All Bruno has to do is maintain for another 10 seconds.
I'm worried about that, though, because of his nasty habit of just always giving his opponent another shot.
That's why he's playing a very different kind of defensive ending on that one, and it worked out well for him. He could have let the disc drop, he could have just let it go, but he ended up doing it just right. Well played.
Unfortunately, back to Jordy's counter pick, though. Where is he thinking?
Yeah, the lawn pick makes a lot of sense. Jordy likes the wide stage, and as he's mentioned in the chat, why give his opponent a back like any kind of comeback on Stadium? So,
Get ready.
I don't know.
Stadium, interesting to think about. Wasn't really thinking about that. Stadium's probably your second resort. You're only going to go there if lawn's stricken, and these have been some interesting games.
For sure. I don't know if I'd say that the bumpers are really the problem. Bruno has had a really good job with the bumpers in the first set. They're on winner's side. So I just think that Jordy has just been playing outstanding. Especially on that concrete game. That could have easily gone to Bruno if it wasn't for the fact that he shot himself in the foot.
Jordy has been out here for a while, though. He has seen some bumpers, so the power of taking somebody to a bumper stage, it can backfire sometimes, depending on how comfortable they are with bumpers themselves.
You gotta leave that disc behind. Oh my goodness, Bruno is punishing all of Jordy's moves this time. Well done. Jordy playing up near the front, trying to put some more pressure down, but it's just not paying off in ways that are helping him. It definitely helps that Bruno's getting like those frame one, like lobs and those things that are really forcing Jordy to real retreat, not hold comfort. But man, 11-0, 15 seconds remaining. I don't think there's a physical way to win now.
Yeah,
Especially if Bruno just keeps wasting everyone's time.
Yeah, you would have to do some real quick throws.
That's demoralizing. A complete and utter shutout. That's remarkable.
Get ready.
But Jordy still has winner's advantage. Look, as good as Bruno is doing, he has to do it twice.
Yeah, he does have to do it twice. He has to make what I would actually refer to as a hell of a loser's run if this is the way that we're going.
Well, it wouldn't be much of a loser's run, seeing as he only was sent from winners finals, but I get what you mean. Good exchanges from both players. Jordy putting some points on the board really early, which is good after getting shut out completely. And yeah, 6-0. Good. Jordy is already getting back to where he feels comfortable. I think that first set was just a lot of Jordy getting aggressive and a little bit antsy. Moving back to where he feels good on the backcourt. Working out well for him. I mean, not there, of course, but in general. Good force up, Bruno trying to dictate the pace. Again, trying to see what he can do to make something happen. Unfortunately, Bruno's not getting back to the reticle in time to get a supersonic, which certainly would be helpful, but that's a huge 5. Oh my goodness.
Big 5s from Bruno.
Bruno just eating some clock, trying to mess with his opponent's tempo.
I am continually amazed by Bruno's ability to catch on the dash just to get a little bit higher up into
Oh, good response.
the
Good.
pitch.
I would have ran away for sure. And that 5 is humongous. That gives him the set, and that is 2-2. Bruno looking at a hell of a reset, coming back from being 2-0. That be a big reverse sweep at this stage.
Now at this point, what is Jordy thinking? Where does he want to go? And he did win on concrete. Maybe clay is the answer.
Get ready.
Ooh.
Here on the clay.
Here on the clay. We haven't been here much, that's for sure. But Jordy probably noticed that Bruno hasn't been coming here. Maybe Bruno doesn't feel very comfortable here. I don't know. But the blender is a scary mistress and can do some weird things. Let's see if Jordy can make it work for him. Kind of a cruddy serve, if I'm going to be honest. Not giving your opponent tons of time to react to it, but that is a really nice shot.
Yeah, right into the 3. Definitely knew where that spacing was. Maybe he is comfortable here.
Oh, that's a huge bumper.
Ooh, those are hard to react to.
Ooh, just a little bit out of position. Hey, thank them bumpers, kids. There is nothing more you can do. Oh, good response by Bruno, reading out the arc exactly, and that gives it up to 9. Bruno's looking real healthy on this game.
Throws him right back into the net, and now he is up a single point. And every single one of these points has proven to matter in these games.
11-9. Oh, weird bumper nonsense. Jordy is currently 1 set away from taking it right here, right now.
Yeah, let's see if Bruno can rally, get this back. He was looking in control for a long time here.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Good catches from both players. Ooh, just a little bit past him. Didn't commit to the down motion, and it's hard. You really expect your opponent to try to hit around you. Good diagonal. Oh, what a conversion! Holy Lord, betting the farm on it too.
Yeah, really all in play here.
Oh, right in the bumpers too. Well spaced. Not well spaced that time. Bumpers say no.
Straight shot right through the bumpers.
Ooh, curve shot right off the bumper. We're halfway through this set. It is dead tied. Bruno needs to put some points on the board pronto because Jordy is looking to eliminate him right now. Ooh, good shot.
Down in that bottom corner.
Good exchange from both of our players. Good patience. That's been biting the players in the ass all night. Bruno thought he had that magic spot where that works. It's really finicky.
Now we're back to the tie game, which is not really tied.
Yeah, this will give it to Jordy. Bruno needs to... That's nasty.
That is super nasty.
We have not seen bumpers of this size in quite a while. Oh my goodness. I think he just wanted to drop that and accidentally caught it. Whoopsie doodle.
As much as I love the bumpers here on clay, the shots that don't hit the bumpers are also very interesting. Like if you can just thread the needle and make them think that something's gonna happen that doesn't.
Bumpers say no. We're going right here. We're looking at both way. Anything can happen here. It's just going to come down to the... Ooh, first score goes on a really good custom super from Jordy that just goes right around the bumpers. Ooh, good slide dash to get into position. Good dash. Oh my goodness. Good spacing. Good bumps. Ah, just a little bit too forward. Sometimes you gotta buy dinner before you go. Just being too forward, just a complete turn off. Oh man. Good curves, good shots. Oh, caught him way out of position though. With only 40 seconds remaining, Jordy's looking pretty healthy. Good bumper though. Bruno's not out of it yet.
Yeah, Bruno can bring us back. Especially here where anything's possible.
Keep on, keeping on. Ooh, 20 seconds remaining. It's 9-0. Bruno's looking tired. Bruno's looking like he's about to throw in the towel.
Yeah, not.
And that's it with a clean sweep. Jordy is our parking lot number 4 champion. Congratulations. Congratulations. Good, thank you everyone who came out, and thank you so much to both Jordy and Bruno for putting on some of the most entertaining Windjammers we've seen in a long, long time.
Keep your eyes on Bruno. I hope he shows up more. Very, very entertaining. Very entertaining to watch.
It's going to be a tough one. Vortex Gallery on the horizon. I hope to see him there, and I hope to see all of you there, and also next month at the thing, and also at Windjammers Z. But again, congratulations to Jordy. You did it. You're the champion. You get to validate your parking. Everyone else has to pay. Anyway, I've been Warp Whistle. Joining me on commentary was good old Akina Yamato.
It was good to be here. It was good to talk about Frisbee.
Any other final words before we sign off?
Drink some water. Stay hydrated. Stay happy. And, yeah, that's about it.
And as always, this stream has been brought to you by UpGamer. So, see you next month, folks, and see you on Wednesday for Windjammers Wednesday, week 126. That sounds right. Good night, and don't forget, use the bathroom.